Oh, hi guys. You caught me off guard. I'm just about to show a couple different techniques of how to use these amazing eryngii mushrooms, also known as King Oyster Mushroom. As you might know, I am a huge fan of mushrooms. My brother and I both are, and we have a ton of recipes in the book. So in the Wicked Healthy Cookbook, we have a ton of different techniques and recipes for how to use particular mushrooms. And this one right here, the eryngii mushroom, is one of the most versatile mushrooms that you can use. So I'm gonna just show you quickly. I'm not gonna cook a whole bunch of stuff. I'm just gonna show you the basic technique and let your imagination run wild. So this is an eryngii mushroom. You'll see soon, we'll be having a video, if it's not up already, of how they're grown. When I went to Korea and we saw the whole production, which was like going to Disney World for me. The coolest thing ever. So the eryngis will grow in these jars. It's freaking awesome. It's a pretty awesome machine. I don't know what's happening. How are you? Oh, snap. Where they grow all those eryngii mushrooms. This is the next generation. This is the sustainable food. This is what we're gonna work on. This is what we're doing. It's an amazing mushroom. Eryngii or king oyster. I honestly don't know the scientific name, and I probably should, and I will learn that, but I just have had so much time cooking, and I just keep going with the cooking part. One technique is to turn it into scallops. So just to do that, take it like this, literally 1, 2, and then you can get a third. I always save this for slices, so you can just have sliced mushrooms. There's no waste. And they're delicious in stir fries or whatever you would use, sliced mushrooms like shiitakes, white button, whatever you want, use these the same, in the same place. Okay, so I set those aside. So you get the scallops. Now they look like scallops, and the way the fibers are, it's very much like a scallop. So I used to, if you didn't know this about me, I used to be a lobsterman, sternman on a lobster boat off the coast of Bar Harbor, Maine. And we had a lot of seafood back in a previous lifetime. If you tear apart these, I'm just gonna show you, the fibers go in the same way as scallop would. So if you soften this up and then sear it off, the mouthfeel is there. So all you need to do is flavor it. So what I like to do is when I'm gonna sear it, and how the recipe is in our book, and this is just a quick tutorial. So we like to score it, just very lightly run a sharp knife around, turn it, score it again. Okay, and on the other side, do the same thing. Score it, turn it, score it. So when you sear this in a little bit of plant-based butter or a little bit of oil on a really hot pan, it will make a nice golden brown crust. Now, I'm not gonna show you how to do that. You can find the recipe in the book, so definitely check out the book. And I'm gonna move on to the next technique. All right, so. I'm an idiot. So you guys, this, again, second technique. 3 cameras. All right, second technique. I live in the UK, so I get all of my mushrooms from Smithy Mushrooms, who is amazing. And we've been working together for quite a while now and working on this whole mission to drive mushrooms into the mainstream. These different kind of mushrooms, not just white buttoned or chestnut or anything. We're talking these amazing mushrooms and the cluster mushrooms as well. because I firmly believe that we could replace the way that we have slaughterhouses and raise chickens with the way we can grow mushrooms. It's an easy switch, and there's no downside to growing more mushrooms or eating more mushrooms. So the second technique is gonna be a satay. So how I would normally make satay, and this recipe is in the book, just for the technique side of it. In the book, the recipe calls for you to press the whole mushroom. That is one way to do it, and you can follow those directions and it comes out perfectly. This particular way, I've modified a little bit to you just slice like this, about yay thickness. I mean, what would you say, about 1 centimeter, a little bit less than a centimeter? Oops. So by doing these slices and then putting them in a bowl with hot water or hot stock, you can use a miso broth. You can use the same recipe we have in the book. What the hot stock and broth will do is really make this workable, so you can skewer it, so it'll make satays amazing. And then you either pan sear them, grill them, pop them in the oven. Hopefully that helps you out a little bit. So if you do have the book and you're reading that recipe, this is another way to actually do that same exact recipe. Same mushroom, different channel. I think I'm hilarious anyways. So take this mushroom, right? This particular technique can be applied to so many different recipes. If you like pulled pork, or if you liked shredded chicken or pulled beef, whatever kind of like old animal product that I used to eat, this can emulate and replicate those kind of textures so well. Because the fibers run like this, vertically, right, vertically up and down, so vertically, I can shred this. This technique is invaluable. So we just use one fork down, okay? I'm going to show you the fibers right to the camera. If you just look at the texture, I mean, as soon as I see this texture, all kinds of different ideas come to me. I mean, it's endless possibilities in the way you cook them. And I'm going to show a couple different recipes, and we'll have some on our channel in the links below somewhere on the site. Just keep a lookout for all the stuff. Just check it out. If you make anything with it, tag Wicked Healthy. We'll share it on our stories, and we appreciate you so much for looking towards the future of food and what we can do with mushrooms.